It is absolutely necessary to obtain the influenza vaccine yearly due to constant genetic mutations in the influenza virus. Yearly vaccines differ depending on the current influenza strain.
How much of that did you really understand? Probably not much. Now let's rewind a little and replay the breaking news.
The time has come to get your yearly flu shot. The flu virus has unpredictable changes. The best way to stay protected is to stay updated on your shots.
Wasn't that a lot easier to understand? So this is why it is important to always ensure that there is effective science communication. Now you may be thinking, what exactly is science communication? Science communication simplifies complex scientific concepts and presents them in a manner that is easily understandable for a public audience, specifically those who do not have a background in science. The literature is delivered in a simple, clear, and engaging way to ensure that the main idea is communicated and not misinterpreted. Science communication involves getting rid of jargon in papers and using terms that the general public would understand. Many individuals will not understand such terms if no explanation was provided, so it is crucial that alternative words are found in place of the jargon, or that terms are explained effectively. Science communication is such an important topic because we live in a time when we are bombarded with information from all types of sources. It can be difficult to understand what is true and what this information even means. If we do not properly communicate about science, important information will never be able to reach those who need to hear it the most. And even worse, it can lead to confusion and mistrust amongst society. Prioritizing science communication ensures that the most important messages about science are able to reach the general population. I'm sure we all remember the COVID-19 pandemic. Do you remember when we weren't sure if we had to wear masks and then it became mandated? Then there were debates about the COVID-19 vaccine and its risks. Then maybe you heard about a family member who got the vaccine and still got COVID anyway. It was a confusing, stressful time. How can we know what science is real and what is not? A study by Williams et al. In 2023 revealed the importance of effective communication during the pandemic. Since information needed to be spread fast and clearly, science communication was a key component in the global effort to reduce the spread of COVID-19. But how can we, as scientists, share information about getting vaccinated, staying home, or wearing masks without scaring the public? Williams et al. Found that clarity and consistency were the most important components of effective science communication. In order to implement behavioral interventions, we need to share the importance of doing so. We need to develop trust and bridge the knowledge gap. Dr. Katie Moyse is an Associate Director in Curriculum and Pedagogy at McMaster University School of Interdisciplinary Science. She is an expert in science communication. With a background in science journalism, Dr. Moyse also teaches various courses at McMaster University about science communication. We had a chance to meet with Dr. Moyse and ask her about her opinions on how important science communication really is in today's society. We started off by building an understanding of what science communication really means to her. Dr. Moyse had initially highlighted crucial points regarding audience and purpose, specifically mentioning the importance between associating the purpose behind the communication with the audience that it's intended for. As well, she mentioned taking a close understanding of reciprocity and reflexivity, really acknowledging the experience and expertise of the audience, and reminding ourselves to learn from our mistakes to constantly develop and improve science communication. Next, we asked about a few of the challenges that are associated with communicating science to public audiences. Here, Dr. Moyse went on to speak about the availability of information in today's society, commenting on how this allows everyone to access various information from various sources and may allow for people to tend to agree with information that aligns with their beliefs. Let's take a listen into what else Dr. Moyse has to say about this.
Science communicators really need to embrace this challenge and think about what we can do to meet everyone where they are. A huge thing that we can do is just understand that people do know a lot of things and bring with them a lot of expertise and experience, and we need to validate that. Just really dismantle the idea that we are the expert and there is any layperson out there, because we're all equal. And the better we enter into that equal, reciprocal dialogue, the better everyone will fare. So it's a big challenge, but such an awesome opportunity.
Lastly, we asked Dr. Moyes to leave us with some tips for creating good science communication. She had put a great emphasis over avoiding jargon and making efforts in using inclusive language, allowing for the purpose of scientific communication to come off more conversational, and allowing the inclusion of different groups and perspectives in this way. A final point brought up by Dr. Moyes was that there is no right way to communicate science, expanding on the importance of authenticity and the difference of communicating between authors. How effective communication eventually stems back to sticking to your own voice and leaning into that when communicating science. It is easy to talk about science communication, but the best way to understand what it means in practice is to test it out. Let's take a look at an example of what good and bad science communication can be. Persistent hyperglycemia can lead to increased hypertension among patients with type 1 diabetes. Does this seem like something that would be easy to understand for most people? Probably not. Can you think of some reasons why? The thing that might stand out the most is the use of jargon like hyperglycemia and hypertension. These words may not be easily understood and can lead to confusion. Even the mention of type 1 diabetes may confuse people, as it may not be clear what that means. So how can we make this statement better? A few changes to the jargon can help make it much clearer and more defined, so that even those with no science knowledge can fully understand. If you are interested in improving your science communication skills, some recommendations from Dr. Moyes include attending workshops that are available to faculty, researchers, and students at various institutions around the world, as well as connecting with others and building relationships within the scientific community, allowing for collaboration and accepting different opinions to learn from one another. Some resources include the Canadian Centre for Science Communication, which holds powerful workshops to build science communication for those in Canada. As well, online international workshops can be found at the International Science Council website. Please visit the link in the description box below to learn more about improving science communication and any of the information discussed in this video. Thanks for watching!